Hey, welcome back, guys. It's Joshua Sohn, and we're here back on a new Composing Live episode. And these live streams are here to just show you the process of how to compose, and we have fun doing it. This is a very special episode where we get to play around with a different library today. In particular, I'm going to feature the Prado Sounds Big Bams, and this is a brand new, spanking new library focused mainly in the cinematic and trailer library world. The library consists of percussion, big hits and booms, as well as some other sounds such as bass. So we're gonna do a little deep dive on the way it's programmed and the way they sound. So here's just a kind of a rundown of all the instruments here. I mean, I actually don't have everything loaded just because, it does take time to put these VST instruments together and label them and whatnot. But I put together kind of the best subs that I thought sounded great to me and to kind of demonstrate what we could do with that today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. By the way, if you guys like the new setup with how things are run, I have different cameras. I can also change where these screens go. For instance, if you look over here on the bottom right, that changes over, and then I also like to change the angles. So I have another camera that goes over. Well, I actually went top right again. There you go. So let me know what you guys think, if the views are better on the bottom right or if on the top right. And then this is kind of like my go-to angle. That way you can kind of see what I'm doing off to the side. But anyways, let's go ahead and get started. So Big Bams just barely came out a few days ago, and I was contacted by Edu Prado, the head. It looks like Jan Fitzer is also part of the team. And this is not my first time working with them. I also did another stream featuring their other libraries. This one, in particular, though, is much more drum heavy than their other stuff. And let's go ahead and look at the organic hits. So let me actually pull that one up. That's not actually the one we're looking at. Here we go. So this one here, as you can see, triggers different colors. And I'm just going to play through every single trigger so you can kind of get the feel for everything. Okay. So it looks like we have some gong. And yeah, to top it off. So it's not just drums. I mean, it's just the heavy artillery of the percussion sections, if you will. And with that, there is a diagram, if you go on their website, that actually shows it, shows all the different articulations, but you can kind of guess which ones are which. So with the way the interface it looks, you actually can preview all of these sounds through different snapshots over here. And then there's some loops too that correspond with each of these hits, so to speak. So organic hits. Let me actually show you what is all provided here on the main screen. So I think if I go here, you can see Big Bams. And you have 4 main patches, or I think it's NKR files, and with the, or NKI, excuse me, and with those 4 come their different snapshots. So there's quite a bit, as you can see. There's 20 here. There's probably 20 for the taped hits, and the difference between the organic hits and tape hits are that the taped hits are processed or recorded, I believe, through a tape machine, which is nice. So you get a little bit of that rich, vintage, saturated sound. And I'll play through that right now so we can actually hear the difference. So if you look at the number here, 0, 1 BAMs correspond to the same one here. So this is the taped hit 0, 1 BAMs, I think. Yeah, taped BAMs. So let's listen to that. And then over here, this is the organic hits. Let's go a little bit higher too. Let's see here are the mids. What's nice is it's very responsive. The graphics are really cool too. How it just kind of interfaces it with that. But just like focusing on the sound, if you put an accent, there's just a kind of a nice rich hit to it. If I do the same over here on the taped side, it definitely sounds different. Let me open that up again. Yeah, so it's not as bright, and I believe the mixing are probably similar. So if you look at the different knobs over here with the, actually let's just go back to this screen so we can see it side to side better. You have your bursts, your crunch, blasts, and all sorts of other things over here. Yeah, it looks like they're identical, except for the low pass, but everything else seems about the same. So, interestingly enough, there will be a noticeable difference between the two, which I think depending on what you're going for, you might want something a little bit more warm sounding like this one, as opposed to this one. Same trigger. Okay, so that's actually their first one, and then there's just a bunch of other ones. This one is called Space Blast. Let's take a look at Space Blast. So all of a sudden, I believe it's the same drums. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but it looks like what makes it different is the mixing presets that are set on all these knobs. So as you can see here, the space reverb is set, and then you can have the different sizes in the mix. So this would be a lot of fun to do, like, in a world, some dark trailer. It also has a nice tail, so that kind of thing works really well for like a very end of a scene in a film. This one here, let's go to Massive March. Ooh, that's nice. Oh, okay. And I realized that it wasn't responding on some of the triggers, and I realized that's probably because it's in the loop. Okay, so let me make a distinction. I guess there's a loop section here, but this one in particular, this sample comes as a loop. You just hold it down. So, yeah, good to know. So yeah, just keep an eye on that as you play through these, so you know that it's not triggering a loop as opposed to like a one shot. This isn't really a one shot. I think the other ones were. Let's see here. Well, I guess it's not really a one shot either. It's just a reverb that's tailing. So you could make it a one shot probably if you just increase the release. And just do that. I mean, maybe it's not truly a one shot, but it'll be nice for those short triggers. Okay, so let's kind of go through each of them quickly. This one's called Boomy Crunch. Oh yeah. So I could see a lot of applications for these. Oh, this one's like a reverse sound. FX flash. So it's going through some kind of processing right here. Anyways, as I was saying, I mean, with the bread and butter, these nice boom hits, that would work really well in a setting where you're trying to score like a thriller, a trailer, dramas even, depending. But yeah, something that's kind of like horror, of a darker feel. All of the above. Let's look at some of the. Well, I did do the taped hit for the BAMs, but let's do like equivalent and just try going back and forth one more time on the organic hits and the tape hits. So this is the same trigger going back. So there's definitely a difference. I think the taped hits are just a bit, or it's warmer and it doesn't, you know, have the high frequencies as the other ones do, as you can hear. Oh yeah, and also I mess with the release time, so that's something to think about. Anyways, and then the concrete hit I don't have an equivalent of, so that's okay. But let's see what this is. Concrete Jungle. Ooh, that's nice. Cool. Yeah, and what I like, you can play these pretty fast, which sometimes when you're testing a library out, it's kind of easy to see the limitations. But this one, I mean, I'm going pretty fast, and you can hear every single attack. It's very clean, which in some cases are crucial to have if you're, you know, doing a really like fast action kind of thing. Let's go to the loops now. So now those were the first two patches. The third patch are the loops here. Let's just take a look in the graphic. So holding this down, you have options to change them in the arpeggiator from all these types of rhythms. I'll try to use a couple loops in our composing session here in a little bit. Okay, let's look at the next one. And of course, I'm just doing one trigger out of these many. I believe there's like 30 something triggers here, it looks like. Maybe a little less. Let's look down here. Wow. So, and these are right out of the gate. There's no mixing or no reverbs added to any of this, so has a nice rich sound. Of course, you know, it's just a reverb added. Let's try hearing it without the reverb. I kind of like that too. I mean, it's nice to just really hear like the raw sounds of each one. I mean, it's not quite raw because you're adding like overdrive and crunch and other things to this. But yeah, you get the idea. Let's put the space back on. Let's close out of those guys and let's go to the next one. Yeah. So down on the lower set of loop numbers, you can see they're going creative on what other sounds you can come up with. I'd be curious if we were to go twice as fast. So let's just change the metronome to like 180. Hear how that sounds. Here's another one. Okay, let's slow that down to 120. Let's get, and just for fun, for the hell of it, let's go ahead and combine. I don't want to go too crazy, but let's combine 3 together and hear how that sounds. That's nice. What's nice about all of these, I realize, It almost sounds like they're using the same rhythm. So like this is using loop 2 and this is 6, right? So I'm on this one. And then let's look at 7 real quick. Yeah, it looks like they're using similar rhythms. Not quite, but they work really well together. Just right out of the gate, or out of the box, I should say. Where you can just combine a bunch together and make that a chase scene for something. Let's try a few other ones. With the, let's see here. With the big screen overview, cinematic booms are the next ones. So I kind of misspoke there. The loops are actually part of the first 2 patches up above on the organic hits and the taped hits. Now number 3 would be your cinematic booms. Let's go ahead and take a look-see. So this one here. Okay, so these are way different, right? These are not your typical layout with the keyboard where you had like the low drums on the left side of the keyboard and the gongs and the high stuff on the right. This one just, let's see here. This one has a different layout. Wow, that's cool. Definitely thriller, horror, trailer, action, all the above. Maybe not comedy. Well, it could be like if it's like a Key and Peele bit or something. But definitely going for that dark sound. Cool. So I think I'm just gonna compare some of these high obvious. So like let's say I compare that sound to this sound on each of the other ones. So let's look up this one right here. I have, and then the right. Okay, so these are the same notes across the board, it looks like. I'm going to go to the next one. All right, and then we have destroyed booms. Yeah, so it looks like all of these triggered notes that are laid out on this keyboard here are the same source audio files that are then processed according to the snapshots. So, and I should mention there's also loops to this that I probably didn't add in. So let's go ahead and do one of those, and I'm just gonna double up a track here, and we'll call this booms loop. Looks like we have Sam in town. Hello, Sam. How are you? This right here is the big bams, just so you know, Sam. And we're going to be composing with this in a little bit, but we're just kind of exploring the sounds here. So right over on the snapshot side, I have a few other ones I can just load in real quick and show you how this works. So let's relabel this dry and dirty groove. Let's do that. Okay, cool. So what's exciting about this one is if I were to just trigger that sound, this is the same like C3 note, I believe. So if I use that down here, it's the same audio file, but it's just looping in a rhythmic fashion. It's cool. And of course, you can change these on the fly, which is nice. So not a whole lot of guesswork. You know, you can just kind of go cycle through these and find something that you like, and if it works for whatever you're going for, you can tweak it really quick. Let's try tweaking real quick. So let's do like a crescendo. We'll go whoop. How about we'll make it really obvious and go all the way up like this. Yeah. So yeah, and it's really fun to work with these. Pretty intuitive. I'm not sure what these are though. there's these white bars that I'm going over now. Let's see. I think that's highlighting all of these at once, I believe. I'm not sure, actually. It's an interesting one. I'm not sure if that does anything, to be honest. Yeah. Anyways, I just noticed the highlighting of that. Probably nothing. But yeah, the blue bars is what's important. Okay, great. So you get the idea with the cinematic booms and all the great sounds that are provided. You know, my hats go off to any sample developer, by the way, because I've dabbled in sampling myself just for small projects. It's not easy. It's a lot of work. It's just a lot of editing. A lot of like backbreaking work just to get these sounds to be presented. So great job to Edu Prado and Jan Spitzer. Let's look at the last one here. So this one is kind of rounds out the library. So rather than being just a percussion library altogether, they had the foresight to think, okay, maybe we should add some melodic stuff along with this package. And so they came up with the bass lines. And so let's go ahead and compare these sounds real quick. All right, let's see here. Okay, next one. And if you want to see the names, I'm going to stretch this out and see if that... Nah, it doesn't. This one's called Angry Synth. I think it sounds a little angry down here. What's nice is there's some glide options in this legato. Let's make it really big. Well, that's cool. So yeah, you can do some really cool effects. So yeah, right out of the box, no processing. Sounds great. This one's called Dirty. And you know what? I'm going to bring this back down. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's keep going. This one's called Bursting. Okay. Next one. Cats in Space. There we go. So I can hear the cats in space up here. So we'll have to come up with like a nice chase type scene or cue for today. I'm thinking what we could do in terms of the bass lines. But yeah, sounded great. Let's look at some of these last few. We got the sneaky pad. I'm pretty sure I got all the presets or snapshots for these ones, for all the basses. So even though this is for a bass, I mean, they call it sneaky pad, so you can use it like a pad. And by the way, I think these are triggered by a mod wheel. Yeah, so that I was excuse me, I was looking at the booms and some of the organic hits. It looks like the mod wheel is linked to the low pass filter here. So let me just see if that's for all of them real quick. It is. Okay, that's cool. I mean, of course, you could link this to whatever. You can do the high pass filter too. But yeah, that's good to know as we're programming and recording in stuff for today. Let's just keep going. Let's hear what the other bass type snapshots are. So this is called a dramatic glide. Cool. Let's look at this one, the stutter. Okay, and this one has a loop triggered or arpeggiator triggered on here. Yeah, the low pass filter is nice to almost quiet it down without bringing the volume down. It just makes a gate, so to speak, for that high frequencies. And then this one here, dry and dirty. So I guess what they mean by dry and dirty is the release time is very immediate. You can, like in the past for the other drums, just change the release time a little bit. And the last one here is the massive bass. All right, cool. So let's go ahead now and start thinking about what we can compose for today. So if you're anyone watching is new to my channel, if I'm reviewing something, we'll explore what's under the hood and all the sounds. But what I usually do here is we compose something, and it's just an honest look at how a track or how a cue is made from scratch. I think it's important to show you guys the process. And if you know, because it's live, if you have any questions, feel free to ask as we go. I'll leave all questions open. You know, anything that's related to music production. So if it's mixing or composition, feel free to throw out any questions. So going back to this is Big Bams. So let's think about a cue, shall we? Let's go ahead and do a kind of like a dark, maybe something like from Stranger Things, I'm thinking. And even though I only watched the first season, it's kind of fresh in my mind because I've been scoring another movie that's using sort of those sounds. But anyways, let's go ahead and do like a chase scene using the drums and the bass for this cue, and then we can supplement it with some of the other EPS libraries as well as my stock template of sounds too, maybe some spiccato strings or whatever else. Also, by the way, if you see me go through this stream successfully without it crashing or anything, I'm gonna be really happy because I think I figured out the source of my crashing in the past. Like in the last few episodes, not the computer, but the internet connection just would shut off for a second, and then like everything just stops working. So the stream just stops being connected, and then I have to reconnect. But I think I found out what caused it. I'm super happy that I did because that just means our streams will be a lot smoother and there'll be no interruptions. All right, so let's go and get started, shall we? Let's start with the cinematic boom section. And I'm just going to go with the first preset here. Okay. I'm kind of thinking about something like that, and that could be used down here too, like right. I could easily do a bass line here and doing the same thing. Okay, so let's find maybe one one intensity less. Maybe this one. Okay, so let's go and get that started, shall we? So I'm not sure about tempo, but I'm just going to go ahead and trigger that. Okay, and that was a retrospective record. Okay, and then there's the mod wheel that affects something. I don't think CC11 affects anything. Nope, so let's just add this in. All right, so there's our first sound. What I like to do now is I'm going to split this up, and hopefully it's not going to be too boring just having this sort of like rise and fall thing going. But I think we can do a lot with this. So let's go ahead and add a tempo. And I think we might go just slightly slower. Let's go 114. Cool. Now with that, let's add some kind of hit. Okay, I'm going to have to explore and see which sounds trigger what. Okay, and let's see where it goes up to. Okay, so there's a whole nother octave here. Haha, that's cool. Okay, let me just see if I can get something a little brighter. That's cool. That's a really unique sound right there. I think that's partly because it's not bright because this low pass filter is on actually. Oh, that has to go up. Okay. Cool. All right. So adding that rhythm will kind of give it some motion. Cool. All right. Moving on. Let's do a a synth sound would be kind of cool here. Let's look at what we have in the library first before jumping to something different. Okay, and then the first note was in the key of C, so let's just stay in C here. And let's go dirty legato. I don't know, let's mess around. This could work for a lot of scenes. you know, in terms of a film or TV show. By the way, I'm working in Cubase 13. If you haven't noticed, I figured out the weird glitchy thing that was happening inside of Cubase 13. At least for Windows, there's some issues, and after reading up the issue, got to resolve with the NVIDIA card. So anyways, really happy about that. Cubase 13 operates a lot differently. It actually, by default or natively, it records curves and it averages it out now. And so say goodbye to the steps. I mean, you can still make it a step, by the way, but it just changes everything in curves. So it kind of changes my whole workflow. For the worse, for the better, I'm not sure. I'm still feeling it out. Okay, so I kind of like what we're doing there. What we're gonna do is we're gonna let's make sure that this is activated. Okay, and we're gonna just kind of loop that a little bit and see where this goes. Let's go ahead and loop this, loop that. Okay, so it's kind of a slow moving cue here for a second. I really like that sound though, by the way. Yeah, it's nice. The quality of the tone there. I mean, for being you know, just a simple drum and bass library, this is where it's at. Okay, so let's look at the next one. Okay, I'm just looking at other things we could try. Let's look at the sneaky pad. Let's see how high this goes. That's a nice sound. All right, we got a Twitch streamer here, Vigalabo, if I'm saying that right. Welcome. Okay, so let's go ahead and add some kind of pad with that. Okay, I might have went too low there, so let's bring that up just slightly. Okay. I forget the low pass filter really affects the volume. So if I go all the way down, it basically cuts it off to 0. So I'll have to remember that. So you don't really have to do too much with the volume per se. Pair that with, let me just actually try one more thing here with the pitch bend. So I'm going to try bending it down a little bit. Wait, let's see here. Why did it get so quiet all of a sudden? Oh, that's why. I need to go in here and do it. That's why. Cool. All right, let's put that in. So I think that sounds nice. A little bend, and it sounds so natural. With certain libraries, when you do pitch bend, you hear all sorts of funky stuff, and maybe it just wasn't designed for that. Anyways, there you go. So there's a nice little bend there. We're gonna make it bigger on this next section. Let's put a marker around 13. Okay, let's add. Let's see here. The question is, should I do organic or taped? So if you're just joining now, I actually compared the two. It's kind of hard to tell about the lower hit, but on a higher mid drum setting, you can hear the differences. So those same source files, but one's processed through a tape machine, I believe. This one isn't as warm. The tape is really warm. It has like a lot of, wow. Yeah, it just has a lot of low end to that. Sam, could we add more movement, or is it too early? Oh yeah, we'll definitely we'll add it towards this next section. Let's see here. I think I'm gonna go with the tape tits. Let's try either the BAMs or the Space Blast. No, probably the Space Blast. I mean the BAMs. Oh, that's cool. That's just one trigger, by the way. You know, maybe I'm gonna change I'm gonna do this one instead. Let's see what sounds we can come up with here. Okay, yeah, I think that has a nice little feel to it right there. I think we'll just keep that as is, but right here, let's come up with a new groove. Okay, so this is kind of like a bass hit, bass drum. Okay, so there's your bass, and then let's open this up too. Let's find like a snare, or maybe we don't need a snare per se. What we can do though is differentiate between this one and like a tom. That's kind of a snare up here, huh? That's cool. Okay, so I kind of like this sound right here. I really want to work with that. I just feel like it doesn't really cut through as much as some of these other. How about this one? This might sound better. Okay, and what rhythm should we do? Let's do it in layers. Okay. See, like that. And let's bring this around the same velocities. Okay. We'll add the bass line in a second. So there you go. There's that idea there. Actually, I should just keep that activated the whole time. Dry and dirty. So I'm curious, what if I move this here instead? And yeah, the volume is all the way up. Let's try this one. Okay, that's better. Okay, I'm gonna stay with the dry and dirty for these higher sounds. Interesting. So if you really accent those, it triggers a different sound. Cool. Yeah, that's a little too loud. let's look at this. Oopsie. There we go. Let's look at the rhythms here. It's not perfect. Okay, cool. And let's bring this one slightly up. By the way, I love percussion libraries. I have a special kinship to percussion libraries just because I'm a percussionist by trade. So it's just awesome to be able to. It's a good experience to see what's offered on any drum libraries. I mean, hey, if you're a sample library, you're watching this, feel free to throw out any percussion stuff my way. I'm always happy to test them, make demos, do reviews, anything. Okay, so we have this rhythm is quite busy, but it's kind of, let's see, I'm just kind of thinking with the, it might not be a smooth transition, but this is a good start. So we might be able to use this later, but like, what if we stripped it down? So like, I'm just gonna go over here and maybe strip down this half. So what if I like went, I really like the accent at the very end. 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's just kind of strip this down for a second. Okay, let me bring that up. Dum dum dum, dum dum dum. Sorry, let's see. That's not dun dun dun. So let's keep this and dun 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 dun. Okay, so let's get rid of that, and then why don't we just copy that over here? Let's go to this one. Is that right? No, it should be here. Okay, there you go. Okay, cool. So maybe we can use this again for some later spot that gets busier and bigger. Let's go ahead and repeat that. Okay, so let's talk with some of these hits and sounds. Looks like a lot of these are these low-ended sounds here. So I mean, these are all essentially the same sounds but processed differently, right? On the different keyboard hits over here. So if anything, they do offer some like gong sounds. But if you're looking for like, you know, more bright, like you know, hi-hatty, pots, pans, that kind of stuff, you won't find that here per se. So this one has a very dark character to it. I do have some bright, like, kind of snare type sounds here. So maybe we can make that work and kind of add a high section to this little groove that we have. Cool. All right, so what we can do here is we can start it right away on the offbeats, or we can maybe gradually do it here on bar 17. Let's see. Sorry, one sec. Oh, I guess this one doesn't have the high pass filter. Oh, it does. It would be more the other way. So what if I did that? I'm going to assign this to CC11. Oh, it's not on. That's why. Okay, or you can do it the other way. I'll probably go this way. Sam, you had a question. Do drums apply to the rhythm rule of 4? I'm not sure what you mean by the rhythm rule of 4, like even number phrasing kind of stuff. How do you get jobs as a composer? Whew, that's hard. That's yeah. Let me know about the rhythm rules of 4. And as far as the getting jobs as a composer, let me think about that, and I'll come up with a nice talk somewhere in the middle here. Let's see here. Let's go to the BAMs. Okay, so I'm gonna do a filter and slowly crescendo in. Okay, cool. So let's see what we have here. Let's make sure that these are all. I should probably do Control A. That'll be easier, so I don't slide up and down the screen. Let's go like this. Okay, you can't really hear it, so let's make it a little more dramatic. So let's go here. Okay, we could probably bring up the volume overall. Wow, so you really can't hear until about here. So let's just bring that over, so like that. Cool. And volume wise, okay, that's better. Cool. So what I'll do now is let's just maybe add one of these over here to the end. Let's glue this, and then we'll go like this, glue that, go like this, glue that. Okay, and we'll just keep that going. Cool. So while that's going, let's add one more element as it hits here at 21. Let's maybe do these more unorthodox type sounds. I think in the loops there was something really cool, like one of these electro cans. Yeah, let's try this. That's cool. I'm kind of curious if I can change the rhythm up, and yeah, something like this would be better. So it's a lot more in your face. So let's try that over here. Oh yeah, and of course the low pass filter. I'll have to mess with that too. Let's try again. All right, so let's see what we got so far. Let's maybe what I'll do is add these bass line hits again, but maybe not do that whole sweeping feel. Okay, and then maybe what I'll do is I'll change that line instead of going or down here. What if I go? Let's just change that real quick. And I'm not sure if these are velocity sensitive. Yeah, it's not. Okay, so let's go ahead and just keep that right there as is. And let's just do that and see what it sounds like. Okay, here we go. Cool. All right. So there's a little bit of that going on. That was a lot of fun. Again, it's just coming up with some rhythms. You know, I was saying chase scene or something like that earlier. It kind of works, depending on the context of the situation. But I mean, this just has a nice like groove to it. I mean, it just has this like industrial, industrial like techno. I don't even know the word you would say for this, but yeah, it's just fun listening to almost. So, well, anyways, we'll keep going, but I do have a note from Sam here. Is when you have a quick line like an ostinato, then under the melody, slower bit, and then in the background, faster pulse. Under that, a slow bit like one. Okay, I see what you're saying. Rule of four. Yeah. I mean that's probably a term or like a concept that is useful, and I haven't really put a name to it, but um, I think you use what works. Like what we have going on here is like the rhythms are doing eighth notes, I believe. Yeah, so eighth notes here, whereas this one is, it's not as slow as doing quarter notes, and then this one here is, yeah, like a long tail. Yeah, I think playing around with contrasts in general, just contrasting different rhythms together, a lot of call and response, all of that is important, and when you're making music. So I mean, I don't think there's a hard rule to anything. If that works for you and you like using that concept, yeah, by all means, more power to you. Let's go ahead and decide on how to build this section a little bit more. So what we'll do here is, instead of going cha off beats, I think I'm gonna double the rhythm here and make them even busier. So let's try like 16th notes, and let's see what other sounds we have. So we have G. There we go. So what am I trying to do? I think what we'll do is we'll mess with the different contrasts here. But then let's make this a 16th note. So we're going to go down like so. Oh, actually, no. Let's do it this way. Copy, paste, paste. Okay. We'll keep this note though on the and. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 4 E and a. Okay. And then let's bring this down slightly. Right, and then you can randomize that. I don't think I have a shortcut for that. Let's just do that over here. Randomize. And let's do that. There you go. Cool. So as that's going, let's look at the bass line now. So it's it's going up and down, right? So what we probably want to do is we want to crescendo all the way over. Let's just do like a simple curve or ramp that goes up like that. Okay, cool. And I'm just looking at some other things. I don't know if CC11 does anything. Nope. So let's delete that. But on top of this, let's also ramp up the CC1 right here. Cool. And as this is getting louder and louder, we probably want to also just kind of have a steady rise all the way through here. As that's happening, it will get louder, so let's just put a compressor on this one. So you need a gain reduction just on a light compression. That helps. This is taking it down about almost 4. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, so as that's growing, what we could also do is add some reverb. Now, what's cool about these contact libraries, wrong keyboard, is we could probably map one of these settings, which would be the mix in this case. Let's right click it and do CC, what should I do? CC21. That's probably a safe bet. Let's do that one. Okay, so I'm gonna map that and just add like a reverb cloud to that. Oh, you know what? That's not gonna work. I have to go and do it in here. So let's try again. Okay, that's probably too much. Too much too fast. So let's go here and let's go towards the middle half of that. Around 25. Okay. Yeah, so that's still a bit much. So what is that? 38 and this is 64. Sure. Let's just bring it down. That probably will sound better. And then maybe towards the end we'll ramp it up even more. Cool. That's awesome. I really like that. And then what we're gonna add is like a little stab. Maybe right here. Maybe just on the next section. So next section, we're gonna make it sound a bit more epic, and let's see what we have for that sound. Let's see here. There you go. So something in that regard. Let's look at angry. So, yeah, big. know what? Let's do one little intermediate thing, which means between 21 and 29, we'll add some kind of something like that. Yeah, to get that the faders right. Kind of cool. What can we do to make that even more dramatic? So I think we could start adding a few plugins here and there. I think this one, let's do a some kind of saturation, or I don't know, a devil lock. Okay, let's see what we can come up with. Let's got the presets. Guitar Evil. Oh, and also the low pass filter. There you go. Hello. Okay. So let's bypass down here. Difference. Oh, it's a lot louder. So we gotta be careful. Maybe we'll bring the fader down just a bit. So, yeah, there you go. Let's try one other preset. Crispy edges. It's kind of cool. And guitar sizzler. Ah, I like that one. Yeah, let's do a sizzler. And we'll make this section sizzle. So let's go even quieter and let's try again. Yeah, nice. Now let's make that slightly quieter. But let's make sure you press record. 1, 2, 3. Oh, nice. Good volume, but the first note was like inaudible. Let's try it again. Cool. All right, so let's explore what I just did here. It looks like I did I was kind of messing with that. That was probably too much. Yeah, that's probably good. Maybe a little too much on the crescendo there. All right, so do we have a whoosh in this library? I don't believe I saw like a straightforward whoosh, but this one kind of has a whoosh sound to it. So if we're to do that, how would that sound here? Oh, there we go. All right, and let's see if we can slow that down. Can we smear? Let's see, smear. Can we? Is this mapped to a tempo? Let's see. How do I do that? And contact 7, everything's changed. What am I trying to do? Looking for the tempo. Would it be not here, master? Okay, so let's turn that off and let's go to half that time, 67. and then go 114. Interesting. Well, the tempos stay the same, so that doesn't affect anything. Okay. But there was that really cool sound that we can try using. What's this one? Okay, what else do we have? Let's look at the gongs. Okay, this is kind of cool. Let's see if we can do something there. Okay, that's a bit much on the release. So let's just go like that. All right, and if that's the case, we can maybe let that tail even more. Let's add a delay. Maybe one of these we can do a quarter note. Cool. That's better. Cool. All right, and then we'll transition now to the big section, which will have some big fat chords. I'm trying to, by the way, make all of this music within this library, but I'm not gonna limit myself. There are some really cool other EPS sounds down here, and that might be worth exploring and maybe adding in, sprinkling some of that in as later on. So let's go ahead and think about this next section. As we do this, I just like to take a moment to just mention that this channel wouldn't be available without the support from everyone that watches it. So thank you for watching and subscribing. If you haven't already, please do subscribe. All of those like hits and sharing, all of that really helps in the algorithm so that my channel stays visible, especially in this ever-growing YouTube world and social media world. So I appreciate that. Also, I had a question from Sam. One was regarding how to get jobs as a composer, and I'm going to answer that right now. So I think what's important is to realize that you want to add value to anything you do, and be recognized for it. If you can get those two things right, meaning helping a lot of other people, especially if you're starting out, helping a lot of people get to where they want to be, to get to where you want to be. It's like a mutual give and take. My approach was to become a composer's assistant. I did that for 3 years, but everyone's path is different. If you don't like working under somebody, or if you don't like that collaborative spirit, it's gonna be a little bit harder to get to where you want to go. But it's not impossible. I mean, you can be your own composer. I think what's important though is just kind of take whatever path you go on and just think of it as a big learning journey. Learn as much as you can and get yourself out there. Make your own YouTube videos. I saw that you mentioned that, Sam, as well. So yeah, if you're gonna upload your songs to YouTube or any other social media, when do you know if it's good enough? I think you just trust your instinct. Like compare your stuff into a playlist of other tracks that are out there, and if it is this around the same length, also the production value is at a certain level. It doesn't have to be right head to head with the other tracks, but if it's almost there, I think you just kind of know, and you put it out there when you feel it's ready. Sometimes so you just have to fight against some of your perfectionism sometimes. So like I was more of a perfectionist when I was younger. Nowadays, as you can see with these YouTube streams, I'm not. I don't really. I try not to put too much preparation in, just because I think it messes with the flow of things, and I just kind of like to just trust my instincts and see where it takes me. Yeah, so it's just building those instincts, and as time goes on, you'll know what holes you need to fill. So I hope that helps. I mean, so getting a job, see if you can help out other people, and eventually you might be recognized for it in some shape or form. Some director might reach out to you. Um, maybe it's just a composer friend that needs some help, or it could be a random business that needs a jingle. All of the above, in terms of getting some work. And once you dip your feet and you get paid, the first paycheck is exhilarating. And as you do it more, the paychecks get bigger, and it's just a fun way to live your life. So, anyways, let's go ahead and get started to what we have here. This next section is bar 29, and this is kind of the big section. So let's look at this bass line. I'm gravitating towards this one right here, but I need something that really punches. So maybe I can supplement that with something else. So. Sorry, it's like overloading here. It's kind of hard. It's hard to find one that really sticks out. So maybe what I'll do is mix the two together with something like this one. So if we're to do that, I'm gonna use a MIDI modifier. Go negative. Is it negative 12 or positive 12? Let's say positive 12. No, negative 12. So I'm going to combine that with this one. Let's put that together. And let's see what we can do with that. Okay. And then also, should we do like power chords? Cool. One other thing that I'll do is we're going to add a plugin that shapes this sound even more. So kind of like what we did before, maybe I'll use another set of Devil Lock in here. And let's go Guitar Evil. Okay, let's put that down just a bit. And this is on the first one. Okay, there you go. All right, so let's see what we come up with. Okay. All right, and then I didn't double that for some reason. Okay, so over here, I think maybe one of the chords could be changed out. So we have. Let's cut this right here. Let's go to it would be like the flatted second right here. Okay, so cool. I think that could work. Maybe if we can make sure that the low pass filter is all the way up. Okay, meaning it's gating or filtering in all the frequency. Okay, hello. Okay, let's make this a little bit quieter. Okay. Okay, and then what if we tried one more? It's going to be overkill, but one more here and just get rid of the top note. Well, that's weird. The octave button's not working. Let's see. Okay. What if I went higher? This one also. It's like my shift button's not working. Okay, let's hear that now. All right, let's take it a step back and let's keep adding some percussion in there. All right. Boom. We're gonna change up the rhythm here, so let's go. Boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. Do 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 do. Like that. Okay, let's take this this idea that we recorded early on and see if that fits in here. Okay. Oops. Okay. So how would that sound with this rhythm? Could work. Everything's getting a little bit quiet though. It's being drowned out by this synthy pad sound. So what we can do is two things. Let's just grab all of these and make them quieter. And then on this second half, starting here, let's look at the volume. So starting at 29, we have main volume. So what I'll do is I'll bring up the fader. So let's go. Let's ramp it up. Why not? So this is at 84. This is at 69. Okay. So that should be enough. Let's go to the next one. Same thing. This one is at 83, and let's bring this up to like 94. Sure. All right. Um, Eventually, we'll add like a sidechain compression as well. I think that'll help. Okay, so the other thing is how to keep and maintain what we have down here. So let's see. Okay, so what we want to do here is bring down the filter so it's a little bit quieter. Yeah, or is this soloed? Okay, soloed. And maybe bring it up an octave. My shift button does not want to go today, so let's go the old-fashioned way, I guess. Okay. All right, and then we're going to filter that. Okay, here we go. Cool, and we'll cut that. Do that over here. I'll make sure that it's perfectly cut so that you can copy and paste. All right, so there's that idea. I think that'll work really well. We can add a pad. I think the pad will be nice. Okay, so as these chords are happening, I have to remember we're in C minor. And what I'll do is bring up, let's bring up this over here. And in yellow, we're going to go an octave higher maybe and change up the notes. So it was like that. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, I kind of like that idea. So what if I go an octave higher than that? So more like that. 1, 2, 3, 1, 8, 4, 1, 2. Okay, and it's a bit bright and loud, so let's filter that. Oh, I hope I'm not affecting the other one. No, I guess not. Okay. Interesting. I'm going to do one thing here, and I feel like it drops out in the bass, so let's do this too. Let's go down to a C. Okay, and yeah, let's just bring the volume down, but it's dropping out too much. The only problem is there's so much bass. We gotta be careful that all these other drums and things don't get muffled in there as well. Okay, so yeah, there's definitely something happening there. So Might have to do that. Oh, sorry. That's so funky. The shift button is not moving it up an octave. Okay. Okay. So, anyways. I'm just gonna filter some of this stuff out so you don't have too much bass clutter happening. Yeah, something like that. Okay, and I like where the pad's heading. And this should probably be a B flat and F. Oh. A flat and E flat. Same thing. So why don't we just delete this, put this over here. Yeah, this chord change is kind of dramatic, isn't it? What if we did this? What if we went to that let's keep it the same chord, the first two chords at least. And then here, let's go to the D flat. Is that right? D flat, okay. That doesn't sound right. It looks right, but it doesn't sound right. Let's see what's happening here. Oh, I think it's these other ones. So I have to match these. This needs to go to this one. This needs to go here. Okay, something's not matching still. Dun 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 dun. Oh, okay, there's this. And this. Okay. And then, all right, so the last two chords, starting here, make sure that they're identical. Okay, so right here, we need to go to something in that regard, maybe this one. And then I'm not sure if this is the right chord. Let's do something a little bit more jarring. So G chord probably. Okay. All right. So that should work. And then the drums cut out here. So let's make the drums grow slightly on the second part. So like here, and let's go bring that up a bit. That's too much. Like that. I kind of dig the Cubase ramp thing for certain things like that, where you just use the wheel and bring up the number. But anyways, this is all new still. The other one is this, right? So okay, let's see if we can come up with a nice little way to end this. So we'll do some drum programming here towards the end, and hopefully we can make a nice little ending here. So first off, this can crescendo. There's two ways to do this. We can like change the notes of everything together and kind of like do stabs, or we can just do a smooth crescendo type of thing. I'm thinking that might be a little easier, especially with these dreamy type pad sounds. Doesn't mean we can't go fancy with how the drumming goes. So we can kind of change up the rhythm here. See. Da 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 da. 1, 2, 4, 1. So like a 2-bar fill, and we're gonna go something like this. Da 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 da. Okay. Da 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 da. And then the second half will go ba ba da 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 dun 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 daga daga. Let's do that. So accent on the first note, dun, or maybe the first 2 notes like that. 1 and 2 and. Let's look at the subdivision here. Let's go like this. Okay. Something like that. Okay. What if we go like this? Make sure we crescendo. Okay, so there's a little end there. And let's just do the drums quickly. Alright. Let's see here. So okay, so starting on this part, let's go, let's see here. There you go. Let's add some accents. Bum, bum, bum. Okay. I think I can just delete all that. Go like this. Let's look at the other one. What do I have here? Oh, it's way down here. So let's go 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, bum, 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 bum. Okay, let's put a little crescendo on this. All the way up. And then this one, same thing, we'll put a crescendo towards the end, right about there for now. And let's see. Okay, so let's see. sound right. Let's see here. Interesting. Da, da, da. There you go. So let's bring this down. Let's bring that down. Okay. And the last thing would be bum. Yeah, let's bring this up. And then for these notes, let's just kind of bring this in. Okay, so the rhythms there are matching now. And then what we'll do is that cool little gong swell thing that we had going on here. Let's add that. Let's hear that in context, or in solo actually first. So we want to bring this over here like that, and let's bring that over here. Great. Okay, so that can happen in conjunction with this. Let's also bring up the crescendo even more. It's more dramatic. And let's hear in context. Cool. Yeah, I mean, there's quite a bit of a bleed through there, but I think that'll work. Okay, so we're almost there. And Sam, hey, it's been nice. It's always a pleasure to have you on. Sorry I couldn't answer some other questions, but maybe I'll put it up in the description chat comments, or down in the messaging towards the end, or just check out the video at the very end, and I'll just make a quick announcement and Q&A. But yeah, thank you for watching, and have a good night. Okay, so let's go to the last little bit. With all of this is basically, I think we can just add a little bit more of the energy and reintroduce this guy right here, like that, and maybe not so much crescendo. Let's see. I mean, it might work just as is. All right, let's go and press play. So I'm not really hearing that, and also I'm just looking at my faders and whatnot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring down some of this right here and put a limiter on here, and let's just say output -1. It's gonna be a little bit quieter. I guess I could do this here, huh? I'll just do it here. So I'll go -2, and we'll do auto. Okay, so that'll help. Okay, so I'm not sure if I even hear that throughout this, but let's hear. Oops. You know what? I'm curious if we can make that sounding different by doing that. That's cool. Let's add that in there. We'll put a delay on that. And let's put kind of cool. Yeah, why not? Okay, so what else do we have here? We have this one. Let's put that back in. Oh, I see. All right. Cool. I think that'll do it. Mixing wise, there's a lot to mix to make sure it's not too muddy, but I think we have something here. So, and I'd love to send this demo to the people at EPS. So, keep an eye out on their website if this track ever goes live on there. But anyways, that was a lot of fun, guys. I'm going to just do some proper housekeeping, just make all these congruent here. That's what I like to do, at least. And let's glue these babies together and just make sure that the programming is all in there. So we have that. Let's delete all any muted tracks or events, and then let's just make sure that all of our programming is in there. So oops, did not want that. There we go. That's what I want. Okay. Yeah. Looks good. So this is all just with the big BAMs. And again, big shout out to Edu Prado Sounds. The link for their website is in the descriptions below. You can also, which camera am I looking at? This one? Hey guys, the library is actually 40% off, I believe. It's around $100 US, and I think like 89 euros or something like that. So yeah, check it out. Here we go. We're gonna go press play. I'm gonna change my view here, and let's go. All right, guys. That is it for today. Thanks for watching. Always a blast to do these streams, and big shout out to Edu Prado Sounds for the Big BAMs demo. Really looking forward to seeing what they come up with in the next few library samples that they come out. And it's always a pleasure to do these reviews. My name is Joshua Stone. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you later. Have a good weekend. See ya.